Brews.
Welcome to Lucas and Tara's 2021 Halloween Spooktacular.
There's certain to be tricks, treats, thrills, and chills.
So stick around.
I'm Tara. That's Lucas. We're on a quest for new adventures and great food. Come along with us as we explore our incredible world. Located just off the 405 freeway in Irvine, California, our first stop is a throwback to Orange County's agricultural roots. Tanaka Farms is a 30-acre working farm that opened in a largely unpopulated area and is now surrounded by housing. But it offers an oasis in an otherwise suburban area. They're open year-round with a farm stand and a CSA, and they have seasonal U-Pick activities. This visit, we're here for the pumpkin patch. It offers plenty of activities for the kids, as well as a pumpkin cannon, grill and refreshment area, plenty of photo opportunities, and of course, you pick pumpkins. Let's check it out. The weekends always sell out, so be sure to buy your parking permit on their website in advance.
3, 2, 1.
Hey Luke, are you a scarecrow?
Ah, get out of my field, kids. Quit eating my corn.
This one.
Your horse-drawn carriage emerges from the foggy forest. A faceless figure opens the door and beckons you to our 2021 pumpkin carving contest. Welcome.
I chose a stencil today. Luke's gonna go freehand.
I'm gonna go classic jack-o'-lantern design.
So we're gonna carve these pumpkins, and at the end, you get to vote and tell us who you think did the best job down in the comments. I also have this 90s-tastic pumpkin carving kit that a coworker found in his garage and gifted to me.
She's already got her top off, and then, oh, you got your top off.
Ooh!
I'm really trying to take this seriously for you, you know?
It's
I know
art.
that it really matters to all y'all out there.
All right, you have about 30 more seconds to scrape the back of that. And then we light our candles and declare a winner.
We don't declare a winner. You declare a winner. Your votes will be tabulated using a state-of-the-art human counting comments machine.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have recounts. Be all sorts of fun.
Okay, done.
Pencils down.
Pencils down.
1, 2, 3. Alright, y'all, we've done all we can. Now it's in your hands.
We do have a wager on this pumpkin carving contest to make things interesting. Whoever wins gets to choose the loser's Halloween costume next year.
Why are you pointing at me?
I'm obviously gonna win with my cute vampire pumpkin.
It's a timeless classic here. What are you talking about?
Vampire.
It's a timeless classic.
It's got a little half
Flawlessly
smile.
executed. What do
Is
you?
it cute? We'll see. We'll see.
Vote Jack-o'-lantern.
Or vampire.
You can rely on Jack You can't trust this shifty looking vampire. Are you kidding? Trusty. Reliable. Been around a long time.
We'll see what happens. Thanks for joining us on this pumpkin carving portion.
See you in the next weird segment, whatever it is.
Spooktacular. We are at the Cauldron. It's a witch-themed bar and restaurant in Buena Park. And we got some food and drinks that we want to share with you. It's a really cute, spooky vibe inside, and we'll get you some footage of that as well. And there's a lot of really cool people here with their appropriate spooky outfits. This is the Black Cauldron Martini. It has vodka, Kahlua, and cold brew coffee, so I'm excited. Not too sweet, plenty of coffee flavor. Delish. So the food here is French, which I wouldn't have expected, but it's really good. And the French onion soup is served in an adorable little ramekin. Gruyere cheese melted on top. Top notch. All right, our last item is the chicken and brie crepe. Looks amazing. It's got Mornay sauce on top. It's pretty simple, chicken and cheese in a crepe with sauce over the top. It is delicious, and this meal has been fantastic. I would totally come back here.
Another spooky season tradition, at least around our house, is watching movies of the dark, unsettling, and eerie persuasion.
We've assembled a list of 10 such films that seem to find their way onto our screens year after year, presented to you in no particular order.
Kicking off our list is Tim Burton's iconic Halloween masterpiece, The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a marvel of stop-motion animation brought together by an infectious score by the one and only Danny Elfman, who also wrote the songs and provides Jack's singing voice. I've seen it too many times to count, and it still delivers an emotional, spooky sing-along experience.
Second, we have Luca Guadagnino's 2018 retelling of Dario Argento's 1977 psychedelic fever dream, Suspiria. In this film, we follow a young dancer from Ohio who slowly discovers that the world-renowned dance academy she's attending in West Berlin is run in secret by a coven of witches. The choreography is absolutely stellar, and Tom York's score perfectly conjures the hypnotic atmosphere. Break a leg!
And for something a little bit lighter, The Addams Family. It's a weird and wonderful romp through a supernatural mansion populated by a twisted family. This 1991 Barry Sonnenfeld flick features intricate sets and beautiful costuming, and standout performances by Angelica Houston, Christopher Lloyd, Raul Julia, and Christina Ricci.
Our next freaky flick comes from the Great White North. Canadian filmmakers Stephen Kostansky and Jeremy Gillespie deliver an 80s-inspired Lovecraftian nightmare in The Void. In addition to quality performances by the cast, the real star of this body horror romp are the supremely impressive practical effects. And if you consider the extremely limited budget, they become all the more impressive. Death cults, tentacle monsters, and ancient evils. Oh my! Next up is a film I consider substantially underrated. Say what you will about Roman Polanski, and there's plenty to say. This is a case where I appreciate the art, not the artist. The Ninth Gate follows a thoroughly unscrupulous rare book dealer who slides further and further into a dangerous world after he's hired to authenticate a book purported to allow the user to summon the devil. Ultimately, his journey is, shall we say, enlightening.
Our next stop is an extravagant period piece by Francis Ford Coppola. Chock full of Victorian costuming, sexy vampires, and a haunting score, Bram Stoker's Dracula is a perfect gothic horror film for the season. With performances by Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, and Gary Oldman as the Count himself, it is scary, romantic, and tragic.
We would absolutely be remiss if we omitted John Carpenter's 1978 pioneering slasher tale, the original Halloween. The holiday's eponymous horror classic finds teenage babysitter Laurie Strode stalked by the boogeyman himself, evil incarnate Michael Myers. Halloween proved to be one of the most profitable independent films of all time, spawning a franchise of 11 films, and becoming a blueprint for future slasher standbys like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. You could throw a dart at Tim Burton's filmography, and you're very likely to hit a film that's fit for spooky season. My favorite, and the one I feel fits this list best, is his take on the Washington Irving tale, Sleepy Hollow. Burton's signature expressionist aesthetic, coupled with Johnny Depp's quirky portrayal of Ichabod Crane, create a rich world that pulls the viewer in. Just don't lose your head.
The next film is a cult classic high school drama. Released in 1996, The Craft really spoke to the spooky kids and the weirdos. The film was praised for showing female independence, and where it succeeds, it's in large part due to the 4 female leads. And its soundtrack is 90s-tastic.
And rounding out the list is the thriller that shocked audiences and birthed the slasher genre. No Halloween films list would be complete without Alfred Hitchcock's horror classic, 1960's Psycho. Marion Crane, on the run after stealing a large sum of money, takes a fateful turn off the highway to the Bates Motel, where she meets the attentive manager Norman Bates and his overbearing mother, just when you thought it was safe to take a shower.
Well, we're waiting in line for the Tunnel of Terror haunted car wash.
What? I thought we were just going to a car wash.
No, we're going to the Tunnel of Terror.
Tunnel of Terror?
And you do actually get a car wash, so that's nice.
Yeah, you better. Seeing as how you're paying for it.
It's $30. We'll see. Hopefully it's fun.
Oh, lovely.
Machete guy. Nope. Okay, we've got mostly scary clowns. That's the majority of what's going on here. Oh my god, they're getting in people's cars. Okay, yes.
Touching people.
Yeah, I don't know about the touching.
Yeah, passing that.
Yeah, I'm glad we kept the door shut. Oh, there's a terrifying clown coming. Ah! The car next to us opted to let them in the car.
Oh, yeah.
And they're on the floor in front of the girl, up in her face. Holy hell. I'm really glad we kept the doors locked. If you leave the doors open, they will climb in your car. Nope.
We're no fun. We should probably have
If it weren't a pandemic, I might leave the doors open, but yeah, no.
This guy.
With blood on the car? Oh god.
I'm seeing most cars don't have their doors and windows open.
Yeah.
I would have done it. She didn't want to do it, so that's fine.
I'm feeling like strangers touching me right now is just like a little too much.
Next year, maybe.
Maybe. I'm kind of a baby about the in-person scaring thing, which...
It doesn't do anything for me personally. Yeah, I went to Dark Harbor a couple years ago with the Queen Mary, and it's just, not that scary.
Oh, we got a girl
it's just
clown.
not my thing.
We got a girl clown coming up. Yes, through the blood.
Rubber chicken.
I like it.
So many clowns.
Lots of clowns.
If clowns are your phobia, I mean, maybe come here,
Yeah.
but probably not.
It's like 80% clowns. All right, we're going through.
Into the tunnel of terror.
They've got the black lights on. Spooky. Spooky car wash.
And is off the wheel, we're in neutral, and it's doing the car wash thing.
X-ray disco car wash.
Whoa, hey, there's a clown. All right. Wow, he's getting nice and wet.
Soaked.
Commitment, dedication. Okay,
At least they get that guy a raincoat. Okay, no.
I guess that's that.
Okay.
The car is clean.
The car is clean and haunted.
Is it haunted? I hope not.
It's haunted now.
I thought
That's part of the deal.
I thought that was getting the ghosts
Haunted
out of the
car
car.
wash.
Uh-oh.
No, they add the ghosts. They take away the dirt. Okay.
We needed a car wash anyways.
Right? We kept putting it off. We're like, oh, we're going to the haunted car wash, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Multitasking.
All right, so that was pretty cool. On to the next thing. All right, y'all, it's time for the craft beer corner segment of the Halloween Spooktacular.
We pulled 2 vintage beers with prominent fall flavors from our cellar, and we're going to taste those and let you know how they're holding up. The first one is Tell No Tales from the brewery. It's 2017. It's an imperial ale brewed with yams, molasses, maple syrup, and spices, aged in bourbon and rum barrels.
So for those of you who are familiar with the brewery, for many years their fall seasonal was called Autumn Maple, and this is effectively barrel-aged autumn maple.
We talked to one of the guys who was in charge of grilling the yams one year. It was kind of interesting. They really do hand grill all of these yams, and
A lot.
like a lot of them, yeah. And they put them into the beer for brewing. I'm not smelling a whole lot of barrel on the nose.
There's a bit of ethanol, maple for sure.
Yeah. Maple and earthy, which I assume is the yams.
I'm gonna say there's definitely some oxidation here.
It's sweet.
That was gonna be my first description. The spices there,
You can definitely taste the maple.
a little bit of ethanol. It's a 12.5% alcohol, so definitely a strong ale.
You know, at this point, I don't know if I would have said it has yams in it. I guess
The sweetness maybe, but
maybe it overwhelms it.
yeah, what kind of flavor? I mean, I've had autumn maple many times, and I've even had this beer several times. I would have a really hard time picking out yam, you know? I don't think it's really that distinct of a flavor. I think the maple definitely comes out more, and the spices, and the sweetness probably from the molasses and just from the malt.
It's definitely oxidized. It's 5 years old?
4
4?
4 years old. It's a little bit past its prime, unfortunately. It still drinks pretty good, though. It's nice. It fits the season. It is a lovely beer for this weather. It's mid-October here in Southern California, and I had to bust out the sweatshirt and the beanie for the first time this year. It's starting to cool off.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Cheers to fall.
And moving on to number 2, Picture If You Will from Bottle Logic Brewing in Anaheim, California. This is another American strong ale with pumpkin and spices and aged in bourbon barrels. It is a 2019 vintage and is 12.88% alcohol.
And in case you hadn't noticed, the name is a nod to the Twilight Zone, which really ties into the spooky season theme.
Just a little bit of cinnamon on the nose.
It's delicious.
Oh my goodness.
The spices are far and away more prominent on this second beer.
I'm getting just a ton of cinnamon and nutmeg.
Yeah. It's not quite as sweet as the other one.
The alcohol is more mellow. It's less in your face, which is nice. But it's all spices. I don't recall it being so spice forward in the past. Cinnamon and beer, a little, goes a long way.
It's delicious.
It is, and I think, I mean, obviously, hands down, for me, the winner is picture, if you will, of the two, if we're comparing them. Neither of them were very strong with the barrel character, which is kind of surprising. I remember picture, if you will, having a little more oakiness to it. But,
It has a little, at least on the nose, there's some oak.
It's pretty subtle for me.
It's definitely hard to fight against all the spices.
Yeah.
It's good though. Get into the fall spirit.
Yeah.
With some fall-inspired beers.
Yep. Cheers, y'all. Now we arrive at our final destination.
Some Orange County residents go all out with their Halloween decorations and create elaborate displays in their front yards for all of us to see.
We visited several, and the following are a few of our favorites.
The skies are darkening and the witching hour is fast approaching.
Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore, quoth the raven.
Nevermore!
Boy, you look delicious. Candy, your candy looks delicious is what I meant to say.
And if you value your life, don't walk away. Run! Tread on this dark night. You don't know who you will run into. Creatures. Are you? And we will terrorize the living until we own this night. Are you with me? Tonight is ours.
It appears you've survived our terrifying trek.
How disappointing. We hope you didn't find your experience too dreadful. But we would appreciate it if you would sever your thumbs. I mean, give us a thumbs up. And subscribe to our channel for future frightful festivities. Happy Halloween, everyone.